who's not joined us live before, my name's Zoe Clark. I'm Self-Management Programme Officer here at NASS. And tonight I've got the easy job because I'm introducing two fantastic yoga teachers, Jamie Boder and Geoff Lindsay, and they're going to be running a live yoga session for you to take part in, then also answering your questions in a short Q&A at the end as well. So if you've seen our posts in the run-up to this session, you'll know to have a little bit of space around you to practice in, and you'll be able to take part live. If you're unsure if yoga is suitable for you, then you can always watch the session live, ask your questions in the Q&A, and then come back to it at a later date, because it will stay on our Facebook page, and we'll also upload it onto our website on My AS My Life. And finally, from me, if you want any more information about Yoga for AS, I've put their website link and also the link to their Facebook group, which is a brilliant community for people with AS who are yogis to join. So I think I will hand over to you guys if you're both ready to go.
We are.
Ready to go. Thanks so much, Zoe.
Thanks
very much. Thank you, Zoe. So hello, everybody. I'm Geoff, and Yoga for AS is yoga modified for people with AS and their family carers. When we get diagnosed, we get told we've got to exercise, we've got to stretch, but it has to be fun, it has to be enjoyable for us to stick at it. So that's what we're trying to do. And we try to make it safe as well, so that there is this philosophy running through it all of absence of injury. And of course, we hope that there are benefits, that it may relieve some of your pain, stiffness, and fatigue. What we're going to be doing today is an introductory level. It's for people who are starting Yoga for AS. We call it level 1, but we also have level 2 through to level 6. So this is, we're hoping that this will be a yoga that you can appreciate. Don't worry, you're not going to be touching your toes or doing anything too difficult. Jamie.
A bit of housekeeping about the practice to come. So in order to ensure that this is a safe practice and that people can really take in what we're talking about and then applying it, the first time round we will demonstrate the pose and we will talk you through it. So when I'm talking through the pose, Geoff will be demonstrating, and when Geoff is talking through the pose, I'll be demonstrating. And then we'll come together and do it together. So that's a good opportunity to really take things in first and then apply it. The only time that that doesn't apply is in the breathing that we do in the beginning. So that's the housekeeping there. All right, so I think we're going to be good to go now. Geoff, have you got anything to add before we get started?
No, that's fine. Let's go.
Brilliant. Okay, everyone. So we're going to begin seated, coming down to a chair, sitting comfortably on a chair. So the ways we can make this more comfortable is maybe having a couple of pillows or cushions underneath the buttocks, so you can help the pelvis to tilt forward. So we're coming right onto the sit bones. So we want to avoid slouching on this chair. So trying our best to sit up nice and tall, crown of the head lifting up. And if we have some pillows and cushions under the buttocks, that's going to help to keep this upright position in the spine, but just do your best with it. Okay, so from here, I'm going to teach a breathing technique known as just a simple, steady inhale and exhale, where we hold, we inhale for 2, and we exhale for 4. So I will guide you through the first couple of rounds, and before I do that, I'll explain why we begin a yoga practice with breathing. So when we are stressed, we hold and hunch into a position and create a lot of tension. So emotional stress, physical stress, this all can affect the body and the muscles, the ligaments, the joints. When we begin our yoga practice with a breathing technique that we're doing today, where we inhale for 2 and exhale for 4, very simple. But what it does is those slow exhalations, the exhalation being double the length of the inhale, helps to bring us into this parasympathetic part of the nervous system, which just stands for rest and digest. So it calms the body down physiologically. But then beyond that, exhalations relax the muscles and inhales contract the muscles. So if we're extending the exhalations, we're helping to prepare the body for the class to come. So I've talked enough about breathing. Let's do some. So let's take a long, deep breath in together now. A long, long, deep breath in, just to prepare, and then exhale. Just let it go naturally. And now we're going to begin by inhaling for 2, exhaling 2, 3, 4. Inhale for 2, exhale 2, 3, 4. Inhale for 2, exhale for 2, 3, 4. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Keep going in your own time. I'm going to do a few more like this, and then we're going to just add another little section to this. Go through one more round and then just come back to your normal breath. Okay, so we're going to apply this same principle with inhale for 2, exhale for 4, but this time with a bit of movement to help to really emphasize opening in the sternum breastbone, which is going to be helpful for those if you experience tightness in around the chest area, the rib cage and the sternum. So we begin with the palms facing, forearms facing each other, elbows shoulder distance apart. If this feels too much, you can have them closer in. This is where we exhale and we inhale to open up wide. We exhale to take it back in. And we inhale to open out wide. So inhaling for 2. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, open out wide for 2. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, opening for 2. That's right. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, continue now in your own time. Inhaling for 2, exhaling for 4. You start to feel any tightness, any discomfort, just take your hands back down onto your lap. So keeping this going, inhale for 2, exhale for 4. And remember, this is a really good way to set the tone for your practice. You get a lot more out of your practice doing it in this way. A few more, just like this. Okay, one more now. Just take a long deep breath in and then allow it to come back to its natural rhythm. Just taking a moment to notice the effects of that. We only did this for a short time today, but the longer you do this, the more relaxation response it creates. But it's a great thing to take just into your daily life. If you ever experience stress or anxiety, this is a tool that you can use. So we're going to move into a warm-up now. And the first round will be demonstrated by Geoff, and then we'll do it together. We're going to do 2 different versions of what's known as a sun salutation, but adapted for yoga for AS. So the first round begins by coming to a comfortable seat. Geoff is going to demonstrate this one. Coming to the edge of your chair, sitting nice and tall. Feet on the floor, but if you feel discomfort with the feet on the floor, you can always elevate the feet with a block, a stool, some cushions. Okay, first move is to reach the arms up overhead. Take a deep breath in here. So inhaling to reach up to a place that feels comfortable. Exhaling, hands on the thighs, bending the chest forward, keeping the chin tucked under. So you're not rounding down, coming forward, hinging at the hips, pressing into the hands, lifting the chest up, drawing the chest up to the ceiling, slightly arching the spine. Exhale, coming back forward, sending the chest down. From here, press the feet into the floor, reach the arms back up overhead. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, hands back down on the thighs. Okay, so let's do it together now. I'll be doing it as well. So starting seated, and now let's inhale to reach the arms up to a place that feels comfortable for you. Exhale, hands on the thighs, sending the chest forward. Inhale, scooping the chest up, lifting up from the base of the spine. Exhale, chest back down. Inhale to reach all the way back up to a place that feels comfortable, and then exhale, hands back down on the thighs. All right, so that's one version of a sun salutation on a chair. I'm going to show you now another option. And if this second option doesn't feel suitable for you, then you can do this warm-up that we've just done again, and you can repeat it. And for those who would like to try this other option, you want to have the seat of the chair facing you, feet hip distance apart, standing tall, lifting the crown of the head up to the ceiling. So I'm going to talk you through this. Geoff is going to demonstrate. From here, reach the arms up overhead as we did before. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, take the hands to the seat of the chair, generously bending the knees, taking the belly to the thighs, top of the head relaxing down to the floor. Come to a place that feels comfortable. Inhale, press into the arms, start to straighten the arms, coming up halfway into a tabletop position, looking down, not lifting the chin, just looking down to the chair. Exhale, folding back forward. And on that fold, we're now going to step the feet back 2 to 3 foot into a standing tabletop or a downward facing dog configuration. And we're going to take 2 more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. After that exhalation, step the feet back up to the chair. Take your time getting there and come up halfway. Exhale, fold back forward. Press into the feet, and from here, reach up, take a deep breath in. And then exhale, arms by your side. All right, so we're going to do it together now. I'll do it with you as well. And remember, you can always do the version we did earlier, just sitting on the chair. It's your choice. Arms by your side, shoulders away from the ears. Thumbs rotating behind you, lifting the crown of the head up to the ceiling, standing tall. From here, reach the arms up overhead. Take a deep breath in to a place that feels comfortable. Exhale, hands down onto the chair, top of the head, relaxing down to the floor. Belly to thighs, knees generously bent. Inhale, halfway lift, pressing into the hands, creating a flat back position. Exhale, stepping the feet 2 to 3 foot back into a downward facing dog. Keep the knees generously bent. Send the bellies to the thighs. The bellies. There's only one, I think. The belly to the thighs. And now come to the breath here. Head between the upper arms, looking to your toes. 2 more breaths. Last one in. And out. Step the feet up to the chair, take your time getting there, come up halfway, straighten the arms, keep a soft bend in the elbows, that tabletop position. Exhale, folding forward, top of the head relaxing down to the floor. Pressing into the feet, inhale to reach the arms up and overhead. Great stuff. Exhale, take your arms down by your side. Okay, so that's another way to modify a sun salutation. We should start to feel a little bit warm now, a little bit warmer. We've got a few more warm-ups to do before I hand it over to Geoff to take you through a sequence of poses. Okay, so you can do this next one standing or seated. It's your choice. Take the elbows close into the body and create fists with the hands. Keep the elbows close to the rib cage, lifting the chest. If you're standing, stand tall. If you're seated, sit tall. And then drop the fist down to the floor. And then rotate the fist back up to the ceiling. Drop the fist down to the floor. And then rotate back up. Just join in when you're ready. This is one we can just jump straight into. Dropping down, reaching up. The more you create tightness in the fist, the more you'll feel this engagement in the shoulders. And the less intensity, we create less engagement in the shoulders. Also working the spine as well, getting into the thoracic spine, this one. And then reverse the way you came, going the other way. Keeping this going, a few more. And then release that. You can have a little move, have a little shake. And I'm going to hand it over to Geoff now, because hopefully we should feel a little bit warmer. And I'm going to be demoing. So thanks for demoing for me, Geoff, and pass it over to you.
Hello, everybody. We're going to do a few yoga poses now, which are safe. Don't worry, you're not going to have to touch your toes or anything like that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to talk as Jamie shows you the pose, and then we'll do it together. So this one is called mountain pose. So Jamie, if you could come to standing on your yoga mat with your feet hip-width apart and your toes pointing straight forward. And we're lifting the pubic bone in the front here up towards the chest. So breathing in, Jamie. And as you breathe out through the nose, lift the chest and drop the shoulder blades down the spine, letting the crown of the head rise to the ceiling. As you do that, breathe out, breathe in again, and let the arms fall out to the side with the palms facing forwards. This has the effect of opening the chest a little bit more. So if you can carry on breathing there, Jamie, in through the nose, out through the nose, only 3 breaths. We don't, in Yoga for AS, hold poses for too long. So when you've finished, Jamie, if you could say, I'm done.
I'm done, thank you.
Okay, so now let's do it together. So everybody come to standing, feet hip-width apart. You can watch both Jamie and I, and we lift the tummy here and we drop the tailbone down at the back. We relax the shoulder blades, we increase the gap between the tops of the shoulders and the ears, and we breathe in. As we breathe in, we roll the shoulders back and the arms come out and the palms face forward, opening the chest. The crown rises. So breathe softly and gently 3 times, in and out. So there we are. That's mountain pose. And we're going to do a variation on this now, so we get a stretch in our side. So Jamie, if you can come to standing on your mat again and facing the camera, take a breath in, and as you breathe in, raise the left arm up to the sky, and the hands are active. On the out breath, you lean over to the right, but keep your left ear in contact with your arm. Keep your head in a neutral position. The hands are reaching for the sky, for the ceiling, so that you feel a stretch down your left side. Breathing softly and gently in and out 3 times. And then we do the same on the other side. We always do the other side in yoga. So Jamie, when you're ready, breathe in. Raise the right arm up and reach for the sky with the hand and lean over, keeping the right ear close to the right arm, and feel that stretch through the armpits, down the side of the body, down through the right hip, down through the knees to the ankle. So we've got a stretch from the whole body. So when you've breathed in and out 3 times on that one, Jamie, you can say, I'm done, please.
I'm done.
Okay, so everybody, we've done a couple of poses. Now, if you take your chair and turn it, Jamie, so that the back is facing you.
Geoff, sorry just to interject on that one. We didn't give the option for people to do it together with us.
to do Tadasana. Okay, so let's come back to that one again. So let's do this one together. Sorry about that. So standing as tall as you can, raise the left arm on the in-breath and reach for the ceiling so that you feel a stretch. As soon as you feel a stretch, you're getting the benefits. Stretch, not strain. Breathing softly and gently in and out 3 times. When you've done that, breathe in again and raise the right arm and reach up and stretch over so that you feel a stretch from your fingertips right down through the armpits, down through the ribs, down through the hips on the right side, but keep your head in a neutral position. Okay, so there we are, the first 2 poses. The next one is called tabletop. And Jamie, if you could come to standing on your mat with the back of the chair facing you and the heel of the hand, if you could demonstrate to people where the heel of the hand is. The heel of the hand goes onto the top of the back of the chair. And we move away from the chair, move the feet back, Jamie, 2 or 3 paces until you've reached your maximum opening there, and breathing softly and gently, bend the knees and open the armpits. The fingers of the hand are extended out, the hand is active. So what we're doing here, we're extending and elongating the spine. So Jamie, if you can breathe in and out 3 times, and then we'll do a demonstration of a small modification, which really helps for people with AS who get this pain in the upper spine between the shoulder blades. So Jamie, if you can come to standing again, and on the in-breath, raise the arms up and put the heel of the hands on the back of the chair. Step back to a comfortable position, soft knees, slightly bent knees, breathing in, and on the out-breath, turn your thumbs to point up to the ceiling. Jamie, that should give us a nice stretch across the spine here. Breathing softly and gently, Jamie, 3 times. And when you've finished that, could you say, you finished that?
I finished.
Thank you. So now let's do that one together. So with your chair, so that it can't slide, I will do this at the same time as Jamie. So standing an arm length away from your chair, on the in-breath, raise your arms up and bring the heel of the hand down to the top of the chair, and then stretch out, opening the armpits, breathing softly and gently. You can soften the knees, a slight bend in the knees, and we're hoping that you're feeling an opening, an extension of the spine, opening the gaps between the vertebrae. Breathing softly and gently. When you've done 3 breaths, we'll go straight into the thumbs up. So at this point, just breathe in, and then on the out breath, turn the thumbs up to point towards the ceiling with the palms facing towards each other. And we're hoping that you'll feel a stretch across the shoulder blades there as the shoulders rotate. So breathe softly and gently there, 3 times in and out. To come out of the pose, we walk slowly forward and then raise the head. Is that okay, Jamie?
It's all good for me.
Good, thank you. So now we're going to come to standing, Jamie. We're going to do the shoulder hug. So standing as we were in mountain pose, Jamie, if you can lift the pubic bone in the front and drop the tailbone down, lift the chest and lift the arms up and cross the elbows over and take hold of the shoulders. but puff your chest out as you do this. We don't want you to fold into this, we want you to open out the chest. So Jamie, if you can cross the right arm over the left arm at the elbows, take hold of the shoulders and puff the chest out as you breathe out. And this gives us a stretch across the top of the spine as well. 3 breaths in and out, breathing softly and gently. And when you've done that, Jamie, if you could change the fold of the arms so that the other elbow is underneath, and then we take 3 breaths again. So there we are. We've talked, we've shown you, and we've demonstrated. Now let's do it together. So come to standing on your mat. Feet no more than hip width apart, toes pointing straight forward. Lift up in the tummy, lift the chest, drop the shoulder blades, lift the arms and cross the arms over so that you're holding the shoulder, puff the chest out. And drop the tailbone and breathe softly and gently. So there we are. That's the shoulder hug. Are you okay there, Jamie? Have you finished that one?
We're going to do the other side as well.
Okay, yeah, we'll repeat we'll do the other fold. Thank you. Again, puff the chest out, lift up, keep breathing, feel that stretch across the shoulders. Okay. When we've done that one, Jamie, have you finished?
Yeah, all good. Good to go.
I can't see you, Jamie, that's why I'm asking. So now what we're going to do is move on to a forward bend. And what we're going to do is use a wall for this. It makes it safer and easier. So Jamie, if you can take your back to a wall with the back of the chair facing you. The back of the chair is about 3 feet away from the wall, and we're going to stand next to the wall with the back to the wall, and our fingertips go to the wall. And Jamie, if you could put your buttocks to the wall so that you can just reach the chair in front of you. So breathing in, raise the hands high, and then take the hands to the top of the back of the chair and fold forward, tilting the pelvis so that the buttocks go up the wall. And you can slide the hands down the chair if you wish, Jamie, to a more comfortable position. And then the crown of the head, whatever position you get to, the crown of the head drops to the floor and you look back at the floor between your ankles. So this is a standing forward bend, the idea of which is to extend the spine. So you can have the hands lower, Jamie, if you wish, or you can keep them higher. But we want to, just at the end of it, to puff the chest forward so that we're not folding in. And breathe. To come out of the boat.
Just on that one, everyone, I was demonstrating with the backrest of the chair facing it. I made a mistake there. We want the, Geoff, correct me if I'm wrong, but the seat of the chair facing.
Okay, well, we can do it either way, because with the back we're facing, we can slide the hand down, or we can have the chair there and use that like that. Okay, so let's do it together now. with the seat of the chair facing us then. And we'll come to standing away from the wall. Hands go back to the wall and we lean the buttocks against the wall. And then we slowly breathe in, and on the out breath, we take our hands down to the seat of the chair. Breathing softly and gently. And then we puff the chest out, point it forwards, point the chest forwards, and drop the crown of the head to the floor, looking back through your ankles. After 3 breaths, put your hands behind you, fingertips to the wall, push away, and slowly come to standing. We don't want any head rush. Okay, so then we're running out of time, so we're just going to do one sitting pose. So Jamie, if you could come to your sitting pose in a chair, facing everybody, and we'll do the chair twist. So sitting, Jamie, with your back fully to the chair, sitting up straight with your palms on the tops of your thighs, breathing in, lift the chest, drop the shoulder blades, and turn to the right so that your right thigh is touching the back of the chair. And when we're there, we breathe in, Jamie, please. And as you breathe out, put the hands to the top of the back of the chair. Don't grip the back of the chair, relax, because we move more when we're relaxing. So Jamie, breathing in, and on the out breath, we turn and look as far as is comfortable over the right shoulder. This is the chair twist. 3 breaths in and out, please, Jamie.
I'll do the other side as well now.
Yep. Coming back to the middle and then turning round. Breathing in, palms of the hands to the tops of the chair, and we twist round. So there we are. You've watched and we've done. Now let's do it together. So sitting on the chair, turn to the right, sitting upright, breathe in, on the out breath, place the hands on the back of the chair and turn to look over your right shoulder, only as far as is comfortable. We're not trying to strain, we're just stretching and extending and unfolding. Breathing softly and gently 3 times. When you've done that, come back to sitting in the middle, and then we'll turn round to the other side. Sitting tall, breathe in. Take the hands to the back of the chair and twist round to the left, looking over the left shoulder. We move on the out breath as a general rule. So when I say move, we're twisting a little more on the out breath because we relax on the out breath. So when you've done 3 breaths in and out, come back to the middle, and then we'll get ready for the final relaxation pose called Savasana in yoga language. So taking your chair, place it against the wall. We're going to do this as a sitting pose. And it's very important in this pose, if you can sit comfortably, not right to the back of the chair, but if you can sit like that, and then there's any difficulty at all in putting your head back to the wall, then take something like a book or a cushion and place it behind the head. Because if you have any fusion, as I do in my neck, you don't want the head to be having lots of leverage on it. So we'll, sitting there, the feet extend out a little way. As we breathe in, breathing out through the nose, the chin drops a little, the jaw relaxes, the arms, the shoulders turn out, and the palms face forwards. So we're in a very relaxed position here. Breathing softly and gently. And now Jamie will guide us through the relaxation.
Okay, everyone. So I want everybody now to just follow directly. We're not going to do any more demonstrations, so you can just follow the instructions to come. So let's all begin with the longest breath you've taken all day. Take a long, deep breath in now, from the belly all the way up into the chest, and then hold the breath at the top for a moment. Hold the breath, retain the breath, and now open the mouth and let it go with a sigh. Just allowing your breath to come back to its natural rhythm. And in a few moments, I'm going to take you through different parts of the body, from the head to the toes. And when I mention those areas, I want you to imagine relaxation and comfort in each of those areas. So let's begin with the right temple, left temple, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, space in between the brows, the eyes, the eyelids, the eyes soften or close, moving down the face, into the mouth, tongue drops from the roof of the mouth, teeth separate, jaw hangs heavy, down into the throat, the back of the neck, into the shoulders, moving down from the shoulders, the upper arms, the forearms, the wrists, the fingers. Fingers completely relaxed now. The chest, the belly, top of the back, moving down the midsection of the spine, the lower spine. Moving into the buttocks, allow the buttocks to relax completely. The back of the legs, the thighs. Moving down into your knees, the calves, the shins, the heels, the feet, the toes. The whole body now resting here. When your mind drifts and wanders and you start to think, come back to this natural rise and fall of your breath that happens all by itself, and begin again. Just spending some moments here in quiet with your breath. Every time your mind drifts, come back to the breath and begin again. Notice where you feel the breath most predominantly. The belly, the chest, the tips of the nostrils, the space between the tips of the nostrils and the top of the lip. The whole body just sinking back. Okay, everyone, so taking your time, there's no rush. Starting to take some deeper breaths, maybe moving the ankles and the wrists. And then when you're ready in your own time, just opening your eyes. Take a moment in your seat to acknowledge yourself and thank yourself for practicing today, taking the time out of your busy day to explore something new or maybe reinvigorate an old practice. Thank yourself, because it's such a big deal to take the time to really give something for yourself. And sometimes you may not feel up to a yoga practice, but even so, today you've done it. And hey, maybe tomorrow and maybe the day after. That's why you can join the Facebook community. You can get involved with all of the things we do, our live classes, our video tutorials, so you can take this practice further. This was just the foundation, just an introduction. We'll end the practice by saying Namaste, which just means the light in me sees the light in you. Namaste, everyone.
Namaste.
So, thank you, everyone. We are now going to have a look on the comments on the live stream. Me and Geoff will do our best to answer these as we go through. So I'm just going to get the comments up. It's taking a while for me to be able to actually view this. So do bear with me and we'll shortly be able to answer those.
Hi guys, thank you so much. That was a really great practice and a lovely sort of combination of different postures, which based on the number of people watching but not chatting, I think everyone's been really involved and enjoying it by the looks of it.
That's brilliant. That's really good to hear, Zoe.
Yoga is for doing. Yoga is for doing, not talking about.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
for sure. So what I'm going to do, if it's okay, is just lower my camera down slightly, or actually just move, because that way I will be able to have a look at the comments and the camera at the same time. So I'm just going to move my angle slightly. So apologies for the change of scenery, but this way hopefully I can answer everyone's questions with Geoff a little bit more effectively. So hopefully you can see me okay like this.
I've kept an eye on everyone's comments coming in, so I'm happy to ask you the questions directly if that's easier.
Oh, that would be great. Yes.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah.
The first question we had was from James, who is asking, so Geoff, as you were talking through some of the postures, you said about lifting the pubic bone up, and he just wasn't entirely sure what you meant by that. Are you able to explain?
Okay. So if I demonstrate that from the side, what we're doing, the pubic bone is here, and instead of that going down, in other words, going backwards, it's coming up. We're not arching back, we're just lifting it. And one way that you can do that, you can know whether you've lifted, is to place 2 fingers on the points of the pelvis there, and just breathe in, and as you breathe in, lift that bone up, and you'll feel the core engaging there. So it's a very small movement from here, but it's very important in lots of poses to protect the lower back. So that's one of the reasons that we do it. It also helps us to stand tall, which is good for us with AS. Does that explain that?
I think so, yeah. Hopefully James will clarify, but I think that was a good explanation. We're having some great comments coming in as well from people really appreciating the session, and Martina in particular said it was great after a long day at work and feeling relaxed. And Jane said she nearly fell asleep at the end there as well, so that's good.
It's always a good sign.
Absolutely. And Wendy asks if you do different levels of yoga.
Yeah, so today, as I mentioned at the very end of class, this is a real foundation. It's an introduction to a safe and stickable and fun yoga practice. But me and Geoff have written, and we have got up to 6 other levels of the Yoga for AS practice, because we appreciate people will be coming to this from just different experiences. Their bodies may be more mobile, less mobile. But what we're providing and ensuring people is no matter who you are, you can come and get the benefits of a yoga practice and adapt it to not just suit your needs, but also really get the target areas that you would look to focus on as well. So Geoff, I don't know if you have anything to add there.
Well, yes, and we've asked a lot of people, AS specialists, physiotherapists, consultants as well. Everybody says that AS comes in such a wide range of presentations that there's no one kind of yoga that fits. So that's why we've had to think about 6 different levels. And also within that, we will be doing, and we have already done some, but we'll be doing a lot more of some specific areas of inflammation. There are about 8 areas of inflammation that we typically get at sometime during our lives. And we believe that there are some yoga poses which can be of specific benefit, for example, to the sacroiliac area where most of us get pain. So 6 levels and 8 different areas of inflammation.
Yeah, and just to put that into a actionable process, our classes that we do, the live classes, we usually and always make sure we adapt the people that come into the class to make sure that they're suitable for the level suitable to them. But also we've got a range of tutorials on YouTube, and we put up different things on our Facebook group. But further to that, in the next couple of months, myself and Geoff are putting together a whole virtual library full of different content for yoga for AS. So this is going to mean that people can really get all the levels and specific things that they like. And we've also got a brilliant contributor, Caroline, who is an amazing yoga for AS teacher. She's a teacher with AS, who's a senior yoga teacher. She's got years of experience, and she's going to be contributing as well. So that's all exciting stuff to come.
Excellent.
Hello, Caroline.
Is she joining as well? Yeah, that sounds fantastic. And I suppose as well, because, you know, during flare-ups, you know, what you may do normally in one practice, you'll have to adapt and modify as well.
Absolutely.
So it's really good to have such a range.
That's right. And it's really about not just having the same practice each time. It's about saying, hey, this is a toolbox. This is something we can adapt depending on how we're feeling on a given day, depending on whom you are, where you are. And that's, you know, why this is such a powerful practice when it's utilized properly.
Fantastic. I've just seen Caroline says hello back. And Catherine and Wendy are both looking forward to that virtual library as well. They've really enjoyed this session and look forward to being able to target specific areas as well.
Yes.
I think we haven't got any more specific questions coming in. I don't know if there's anything else you guys wanted to add. I've still got quite a lot of people watching, so if there's any more info we need to cover?
Geoff, do you want to
I
speak
think
on
I would
this?
just say we started this Facebook group last May thinking, wow, you know, we might get 50 people. We're nearer 1,600 now. We've got about, it's between 15 and 20 yoga teachers around the world who also have AS. And in our survey, what people said they wanted was a course that they could do. When you get AS, you want to be able to practice something safely, which might help you to relieve your pain. So one of the plans is to have the virtual library where you can access yoga for yourself, but also draw in all the expertise of the yoga teachers from around the world and write the course that would be available online to people. So there are lots of plans for the future. The main thing that guides us is this principle of absence of injury. That's what we most want to achieve.
Absolutely, and I think it's really nice seeing the different practices that you do. You can see it's really guided by, you know, the philosophy of yoga. That is not, you know, you're not trying to do contortionist movements or anything like that.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You know, very much
Yeah.
about different postures and getting there, not necessarily trying to do really complicated things.
Less is more.
Absolutely.
And there's usually a conception and potentially a misconception that to get the benefits from yoga, you need to do yoga in a certain way. You need to go into certain poses. To get the benefits from yoga, you need to just do the yoga that's right for you. Full stop.
Absolutely.
Well said, Jamie.
We've had a comment from Mandy who says she's newly diagnosed and she's pleased to find us all, so we'll find you all, so that's fantastic. And Mandy, I definitely recommend you to have a look at the NASS website if you haven't already. And also in the video description here, I've linked to the Yoga for AS Facebook group and the website as well, so do have a look there. And we have a specific question come in from James, who's wondering about what time of day he should do yoga. Should he avoid doing it in the morning when he's more stiff, or you know, is it better in the night time? Is there anything you recommend?
So my initial response to that would be, it depends on how you feel in the morning, because for some people, energetically, if you wake up, and a yoga practice can be a really fantastic way to start your day and actually get you moving. That's why today we started with a quite comprehensive warm-up that could be actually taken a lot further. So it could be in the morning you just do more of a warm-up based practice, in the afternoon you do full practice. The other thing to say on that is it does also depend on time of day in terms of your energy levels, not just whether you're mobile, feeling more mobile or less mobile. And practically speaking, to answer your question in short, I wanted to give two different responses. Geoff might have something to add here. People tend to be most loose in the afternoons and the evenings, so they can have a probably longer and deeper practice with less need to warm up as much. But there's nothing stopping you waking up in the morning and getting warm. It could be have a warm shower, put on some warm clothes, follow some warm-up stretches, and then you'll be at a place that is a good place to start from for a yoga practice. Personally, I like to do my breathing in the morning. I do a lot of breathing practices in the morning, and then in the evening and afternoon I tend to do my yoga practice. So that's for what works for me. It can be different. So Geoff, I don't know if you've got any advice beyond what I've just said there.
Well, it's just listen to your body. Stretch, don't strain. If you're going through one of those periods which I've been through, where getting out of bed in the morning is a very long and difficult process, then that's not a good time to do your yoga. And what Jamie hinted at there, there's a kind of a golden hour after you've had a deep, long bath, or when the pandemic allows us to do some hydrotherapy. There's a golden hour after hydrotherapy or a long bath when we're all warmed up through, and then we can reach parts that are inflamed and stretch them out, ease them out, and feel better afterwards. So the key thing is to listen to your body and move when you're nice and warm and you're loosened up.
That's really good advice, and I found that during the summer months I don't mind doing it in the morning, but during the winter I find that I just want to kind of walk about and loosen up, and then do a practice later in the day once I'm loosened. So I suppose that goes alongside you know, what you recommended in terms of doing it when you're already warm as well. And we've had a question, I hope I'm going to pronounce your name correctly, I want to say Struan, who was diagnosed 2 weeks ago and has always wanted to get into yoga even before the AS diagnosis. But they're asking about whether it's suitable to do a yoga practice after a gym workout. Do you have any recommendations for that?
Yeah, so studies show that the best way to create a new habit is to stack it onto one that you already do. So if you already train at the gym and do gym workouts, the best thing to do is add a yoga practice at the end of that, whilst after then you'll already be warm. So if you've already been doing some gym work, strength training, whatever you're doing in the gym, you're likely to be a lot warmer. So you can stack that habit with the yoga practice at the end. And that's personally what I do quite often. I'll do strength work and I'll usually end it with a long yoga practice or a short yoga practice, depending on how much time allows. So that would be my advice. And if you've already wanted to get into yoga and you're already into the gym, you're on a really good path there to get to a regular yoga for AS practice. So yeah, great stuff.
Yeah, the key is regular and enjoyable. You know, we get this horrible diagnosis that you've just received, and then get told, you know, well, exercise is really good for you. what we're hoping to do is to say, well, do this exercise, yoga for AS, regularly, safely, regular, safe practice. So build up the habit, and the benefits are there in the long term.
And just to go off the point of if you are at the gym or have other hobbies, the yoga for AS practice will help to improve things like mobility and potentially symptoms of AS, which will help to facilitate more enjoyment of the other things you do. So, you know, it's not about doing yoga to do yoga, it's about doing yoga for a good life.
Yes.
Absolutely. And we've got some really lovely comments coming in, so I definitely recommend Jamie and Geoff to go back and look through all the comments afterwards. It's really nice to see Catherine's appreciating having people that actually really understand the difficulties that come along with AS. And similarly, Elizabeth said she gave up yoga because of the pain it was causing her, so she's hopeful and glad that might be a way to start again as well.
Absolutely.
Just got one more minute.
So if I could come in there, we get quite a few people on the Facebook group who say exactly that they used to practice yoga, but they were no longer able to. And the yoga they were being offered was no longer suitable. So we're trying to find some solutions to that.
Absolutely, yeah, sounds like a really good offering. So we've just got a couple of questions which are more specific, and we have about 1 minute left.
Sure.
So it may be something that they want to get in touch with you individually about, but Steve was asking if there are any yoga type stretches that may fit alongside hip surgery, because he's having his hip replaced, that won't put pressure on the new joint. Is that something he's best to get in contact with you guys about?
Yes, I would agree. I don't know if Geoff would agree with that, but I personally would say, yeah, get in touch with us. Our email address is admin@yogaforas.com if you want to get in touch by email, and we can give you a response and have a chat potentially.
And we do offer one-to-ones as well. So we know that people with AS have proportionately more other illnesses, have more problems with their mental health. So sometimes a one-to-one is good, and then we can supply you with recordings of what we've suggested for you that you can take away and practice for life.
Oh, excellent.
So one-to-one.
And our final question comes from Panchi, again, I hope I pronounced your name correctly, who's recently been diagnosed with Crohn's alongside their AS. Are they okay to do all the yoga exercises demonstrated today because of their Crohn's?
Well, it's not something that I've actually shared, but I was diagnosed with Crohn's at the same time I was diagnosed with AS. So I can't answer for you personally if it's going to be helpful. For me, the yoga practice was still fine for me to do. The main benefit of yoga and Crohn's is, as I mentioned earlier, you're helping to produce that parasympathetic response for your nervous system. And when it comes to digestion and stuff related to the gut, if you're in a fight and flight, a stress response, and most people, you know, especially if you're dealing with pain or any symptoms, you go into a stressful response. So a yoga practice is helping to bring you into this rest and digest. That's what parasympathetic stands for. So that's the benefits for that. It depends, to be direct to your question, and as I said, I don't know specifically your situation, but if anything hurts, you back off, and that's the advice that we can give. We're not doctors, we're not medical professionals, but if things feel okay, if you're comfortable, then you're usually going to be in a good place. So I hope that helps, and yeah, it'd be lovely for maybe you to join one of the classes, and we can chat about maybe some specific things that can help with Crohn's, because there are some poses that are good to help with the digestive tract as well.
Fantastic, thanks so much. And yeah, again, please do have a look at all the comments coming in as well. If anyone has any further questions, then please do drop the guys a message or join the community as well, so you can ask the group some questions as well. I'm afraid we've come to the end of our session there, but thank you so much, guys. That was a really fantastic session, and from the comments it's clear to see everyone's really found it helpful and enjoyable as well. I'll just let everyone know about our next session next week, Wednesday at 1 p.m. I'll be joined by Jane, an engineer from Crohn's and Colitis UK. So quite topically, we'll be talking all about Crohn's and ulcerative colitis, things that can help, and why it can be linked to Axial SpA as well. So do come along to that. Again, either live on our Facebook page, we can catch up afterwards as well. So once again, thank you guys. And yeah, I'm sure if you're happy to, we'll have you back again in the future. And I think there will definitely be demand for it as well.
Be lovely to be back. And for those who are watching and for those who may have further questions, please remember to get in touch. And if you join the Facebook page, you can pose these questions and we can really have a conversation. Yes. And then maybe in the next session, we can, you know, have a request in for a different level or a different yoga for AS practice. So thanks for having us, Zoe and NASS, and just so pleased to be here with you guys.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you, NASS, and well done, NASS. See you again.
Take care. Keep well, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.